Let's be blunt. You live in Phoenix. That means your home is in a constant war zone. Not against criminals, not against HOA letters, against the sun. We're not dealing with nice weather here. We're dealing with a giant, relentless, burning ball in the sky that cooks your house for most of the year. The UV exposure here is brutal. The temperatures are ridiculous. Your home's exterior is taking a beating every single day, whether you see it or not. If you've lived here long enough, you've already seen what the desert does to paint. It fades dramatically, especially on south and west walls. It cracks and peels. It starts to look chalky. You rub your hand on the wall and you get white dust on your fingers. That isn't normal aging. That's failure. And when that paint film fails, your stucco and other surfaces are basically naked in the middle of a desert furnace. This isn't the kind of place where you grab the cheapest paint, throw it on over a weekend, and hope for the best. This is your largest investment. Your home deserves products and a process designed for Phoenix, not for some mild, cloudy town that never sees 115 degrees. You're not just picking a color, you're choosing whether your house is protected or vulnerable. So why do so many homes around you look tired, faded, and beat up after just a few years? Because most paints simply aren't designed for this climate. They're made to survive rain, maybe a little bit of heat, maybe a cold winter, fine. But Phoenix is something else entirely. UV radiation. Our sun doesn't just shine, it attacks the paint film. UV breaks down the binders that hold the paint together. Once that binder starts failing, the color fades, the surface chalks, and the paint loses its strength. Extreme temperature swings, we go from blazing hot days to cooler nights. Materials expand and contract constantly. Stucco, wood trim, everything. Cheap or mediocre paint gets brittle and can't handle that movement. That's when you see hairline cracks getting wider, flaking and peeling in random sections, spiderweb cracking on trim and fascia. And then you have dust, wind, and haboobs. This is not a clean environment. Dust and sand are constantly hitting your home's exterior like fine sandpaper. Low quality paint films are softer and more porous. They grab onto dirt, absorb moisture, and break down quicker. Moisture in just the wrong way. So we don't get soft, gentle rain. We get intense bursts, monsoon storms, wind-driven rain that slams against walls and finds weaknesses. If the paint isn't designed to handle that, moisture gets in and doesn't get back out. That's where you get blistering, bubbling, and long-term damage. And you might think, paint is paint. It's not. In Phoenix, the wrong paint is a short-term Band-Aid on a long-term problem. If you're going to win against this environment, you need paint that's engineered for it. These are the non-negotiables we look for. Serious UV resistance, not just a label or a buzzword. We're talking about high-quality pigments and binders that can live under the direct sun for years without turning your house from freshly painted to faded mess. You need flexibility over time. Your house moves. The paint has to move with it. That means top-tier acrylic resins that stay flexible instead of getting brittle and cracking. You need strong adhesion. The paint has to lock onto properly prepped stucco, wood, and trim and stay there through heat, cold, wind, and rain. Breathability with water resistance. It needs to keep water out from the outside, but let trapped moisture vapor escape from the inside. Paint that traps moisture is a problem just waiting to happen. You have to have dirt and dust resistance. In Phoenix, everything gets dusty. A good desert paint forms a harder, smoother film that doesn't grab onto every bit of dirt that floats by. Your house stays cleaner, longer. And if your paint doesn't check these boxes, you're gambling. And in this climate, that's a bet you'll lose sooner, not later. And let's get right straight to it. We trust Dunn-Edwards paints. We're not open to anything. We're not bouncing around brands depending on whatever's on sale this month. After years of repainting Phoenix homes, seeing what fails and what holds up, we landed on Dunn-Edwards for one simple reason. It performs in this climate consistently. Dunn-Edwards has been formulating paint specifically for the Southwest for decades. They're not guessing what works here. They've built their products around our reality. Intense UV, extreme heat, sudden storms, dust-filled air. When we say recommend Dunn-Edwards, it's not because of marketing or a brochure. It's because we've seen the difference on real homes over real years in the real Phoenix sun. We're not going to bury you in nerdy chemistry, but you should know why this paint is different. Dunn-Edwards high-end exterior lines, especially EverShield, are built on 100% acrylic resins, not half blends, not good enough for most climates. This is high-quality acrylic that gives top-tier flexibility and adhesion. It lets the paint expand and contract with your home without cracking and peeling. They have advanced UV resistant pigments. Their formulations are loaded with pigments and additives that resist fading and chalking. Think of it like permanent built-in sun protection for your walls. It's engineered dirt pickup resistance. In our dusty environment, that's huge. These paints form a more durable film that sheds dust better and stays cleaner longer. It has great mildew and alkali resistance, especially important on stucco and masonry. You don't want the paint reacting to the minerals in the wall or letting mildew sneak in. The bottom line, this is not just another paint in a can. It's a protective coating engineered to survive places like Phoenix. Within the Dunn-Edwards lineup, EverShield is the hammer we bring out when we want maximum durability on a Phoenix exterior. And here's what it gives you: a thicker, stronger paint film for better protection. It has excellent color retention, so your home still looks like your chosen color years down the road. It has superior crack and peel resistance, even in the harshest exposure. It has enhanced dirt and stain resistance, which matters when dust storms roll through. When we specify EverShield for a home, we're doing it because we want that homeowner calling us years later saying, it still looks great, not why is it already failing? For this climate, this is the kind of product that makes sense if you want to stop repainting every few years and start playing the long game. So let's talk money, because that's what's always in the back of people's minds. If you compare a premium paint job with Dunn-Edwards EverShield to a cheaper product, yes, on paper, the cheaper option looks better right now. The can is cheaper, the bid might be cheaper. But here's reality in Phoenix. Cheap or mediocre paint often starts showing serious wear in 3 to 5 years. A properly done premium paint job with the right products and prep can really realistically last 10 years and sometimes more in our climate. So what sounds smarter? Repainting twice or even 3 times in a 10-year or 12-year window with cheaper paint? Or repainting once with a premium system designed to last? And that's just not product cost. It's labor, scheduling, disruption, dealing with crews at your house again and again. Cheap paint is not saving. It's deferring pain and multiplying the annoyance. Spending a little more now on the right paint and the right company is a financial decision that pays off. And that's because even talk about better curb appeal and better protection of your actual asset, which is your home. So let's be crystal clear. You can buy the best paint on the planet and still get a lousy result if the prep is garbage. Prep is everything. Here's what that looks like done right in Phoenix. Serious cleaning to start. We start by pressure washing to remove dirt, dust, loose peeling paint, contaminants, and most importantly, chalking. Paint needs a clean surface to bond to. Scraping and sanding. Any loose peeling or flaking paint gets scraped off. Rough or failing edges get sanded. We're not just painting over problems, we're removing them. Now on to repairs. Stucco cracks get addressed the right way. Failing or damaged trim gets repaired or replaced. Gaps get caulked with the appropriate caulks, not the cheapest product from the bottom shelf. We prime where needed, such as bare stucco or exposed wood, other problem areas such as excessive chalking. And these just don't get more paint, they get the correct primer to create a strong foundation. Protection and masking is the next thing. Windows, fixtures, landscaping, concrete, we protect what shouldn't be painted and focus the paint exactly where it belongs. If a painter rushes or skips these steps, don't blame the paint later. The failure started long before the first coat went on. You've got the right product. Now you need someone who actually knows what they're doing with it. And that's where Crash of Rhinos comes in. We aren't a whatever you want, we'll slap it on painting company. We're extremely particular about how jobs get done because we know how this climate punishes shortcuts. And here's how we're different. We specialize in the desert. Our crews know Phoenix conditions. They know how heat, wind, and sunlight affect the application timing, drying, and the final finish. We follow strict processes from prep to final coat. Our steps are standardized and enforced. We're not winging it job by job. We don't chase cheap. We don't cut our bids by cutting corners. If you're just price shopping and want the lowest possible number, we are not your painter. If you want it done right and to last, that's where we come in. We communicate. You know what's happening, when it's happening, and why. There's no mystery, no disappearing acts, no vague promises. Dunn-Edwards is the paint. Crash of Rhinos is the execution. The combination is what protects your home. Now let's get on to something homeowners underestimate: color. Color actually matters for performance in Phoenix. It's just not about what looks pretty. Here's what we consider when we help you choose: heat absorption versus reflection. Lighter colors generally reflect more sunlight, which can keep surface temperatures lower. Darker colors absorb heat, which can make walls hotter and add stress to the paint film. In a place like Phoenix, that temperature difference on the surface can be massive. The right lighter shades can help the paint last longer and may have a small but real impact on your cooling needs. The sides of your homes that face south and west take the worst beating. They fade faster, they get hotter, and they show wear sooner. We'll often be more conservative with color depth on those faces, or pair deeper colors with higher performance paint products to keep things from prematurely failing. You live in a dusty city. Some colors and sheens show every speck of dust and dirt, or they highlight every drip and streak after a monsoon rain. We'll help you choose tones that hide dust better. They still look sharp, and they don't turn into a constant maintenance headache. You don't live in a vacuum. We work within HOA guidelines, neighborhood styles, and the natural desert palette. We'll help you land on something that looks appropriate, modern, and appealing, not something that screams, "This will be out of style in 2 years." Some colors look exciting on a color card and aggressive on a whole house. We'll talk through how the color will look at noon, at sunset, and in the shade. Whether you still love it in 5 years from now, we're not here to talk you into a trendy mistake. We're here to help you pick something beautiful, durable, and smart for this climate. So let's walk through what actually happens when you decide to work with Crash of Rhinos. First step, we have a conversation and inspection. You reach out, phone, website, whatever works for you. We schedule an on-site visit where we look at your current paint condition. We check for problem areas, cracks, peeling, chalking, damage. We talk about your goals, colors, timelines, and any concerns. Step 2, typically that same day, you're going to get a clear, detailed proposal. Color guidance is a step 3. If you want help with color, we provide recommendations tailored to your home's architecture and exposure. Guidance on what works best in the Phoenix sun. We help make sure you stay in HOA compliance if that is required. The 4th step, scheduling and prep. We agree on dates. Our crew shows up when we say we will. and we were going to pressure wash, scrape, sand, repairs, caulk and prime areas where necessary, protect your windows, doors, concrete, and landscaping. Then we get to the application, which is the fifth step. We apply Dunn-Edwards the way it's supposed to be applied. The correct spread rate, no thinning out to stretch the paint, the proper number of coats, we use 2 coats. We pay attention to edges, corners, penetrations, and other details like that. And finally, step 6, we do a cleanup and a final walkthrough with you. We clean up thoroughly. Then we walk the job with you. You see everything in the daylight. We address anything that you spot. You sign off when you're satisfied. That's the process. Predictable, professional, no guesswork. We don't just walk away and hope for the best. We back our work with a real warranty, not some vague, half-committed statement. Our warranty is built on 2 pillars. The product, Dunn-Edwards offers strong product performance, and we only use those lines that are appropriate for Phoenix exteriors. Then our workmanship. We stand behind how the paint was applied and how the prep was done. If something fails within the warranty period due to our workmanship or the paint's performance as specified, we make it right. No endless arguing, no, well, technically, excuses. You're not just buying a paint job, you're buying protection and accountability. If your current paint is faded, cracking, peeling, chalking, or just looks tired, you're already behind. The longer you wait, the more your stucco, wood, and other surfaces are exposed to the beating Phoenix everyday heat. Every summer that passes with failing paint is more risk of moisture intrusion, more UV damage to the substrate, more cost to fix later. You don't wait until your roof is caving in to replace it. The same logic applies here. The best time to act is before you see serious damage. You've got the information now. You understand why most paints fail in Phoenix. You know what makes Dunn-Edwards, and especially EverShield, different. You see the importance of proper prep and professional application. You know color choices matter in our climate. Now it's about what you do with that knowledge. If you're a Phoenix homeowner who wants your home protected, not just repainted, you care about long-term performance and not Band-Aid solutions, and values a professional, transparent, no-nonsense process, then it's time to reach out. Contact Crash of Rhinos Painting and Garage Floors. We'll inspect your home. We'll give you a clear plan. We'll protect your biggest investment with the right paint, applied the right way for this exact climate. Stop rolling the dice with cheap paint and cutting corner crews. Choose Dunn-Edwards. Choose a process designed for Phoenix. Choose Crash of Rhinos Painting and Garage Floors and give your home the armor it actually needs to stand up to the desert.